Hello and welcome to Ring Takes episode 109. John Cena flips the script. Of course, joined by Brian and Lewis as always. Special Sunday recording. It's Sunday evening, Sunday night. Getting ready to talk about last week's week of wrestling, but let's get into it. Starting off with John Cena hits his pipe bomb on CM Punk. Channeling back, I'm trying to remember if it's 2013, 2011, when CM Punk dropped his pipe bomb. But WWE kind of did a reverse angle here with John Cena actually putting CM Punk through a table and delivering his own pipe bomb moment, reminiscent of CM Punk's infamous pipe bomb from years ago. What did you guys make of that confrontation, obviously over the course of the night, of course, also with R-Truth getting involved with John Cena and CM Punk getting back into it? What do you guys make of all this happening?
I can honestly say that this is probably the most entertaining thing that John Cena has done during this heel run. If I can be completely honest, like just the cinema, cinema and the art behind it. Like whenever somebody is doing an imitation of somebody, like for me, it's always like the little things that like catch me, like the little details, like CM Punk being laid out on a table while he's talking. Little things like the mannerisms he was making that's similar to what Punk was making, like when he mentioned, Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, and all those guys, and waving to the camera and all that stuff, and then alluding to like the microphone not cutting off. Like little things like that is what makes like little creative things like that is what made the segment so great. Because I remember the initial.
Oh, Brian, you didn't mention the Slim Jim logo slapped on the table. You didn't say that was a highlight.
Yeah, I mean.
No, first of all, WWE,
literally Slim Jim.
Stop doing that. Just use the LED boards, a ticker at the bottom of the logo. We do not need to see it stamped
it's a new wave
on inanimate objects in WWE wrestling. We don't need it on the weapons. We don't need it on the table. We don't need
each other with giant Slim Jims.
It's the capitalist way of TKO now. Like this is what we do. This is how we make our money. Literally, and that was done by design. Got the Slim Jim right there in the center of the camera with Punk laid out like. But the promo itself, like I said, the most entertaining thing John Cena has done during this heel turn. But I honestly feel I think we all agree we're at the point where I think this heel turn kind of needs to come to an end at this point. I'm just hoping that whoever wins King of the Ring, that match, if it ends up being at SummerSlam, that we can just get the title off of Cena, because at this point, I think fans are literally starting to look at John Cena when he comes to your town, and not necessarily looking at him as a character anymore. They're looking at the whole like overall like retirement tour experience, so to say, and just happy to see him, because the fact that every time he comes out now, like literally every Friday when he's on the show, I always message the chat and I say that this heel turn is a failure, because every time his music plays, he's still getting the same reaction that he was getting before he turned heel. The crowd still pops for his music. He's not getting booed. I mean, he cut that pipe bomb promo. People were oohing and eyeing in between all of his words. He tries to get the fans to turn on him, but at the end of the day, when in the back of your mind, when you know you're not going to get him next year, and you know it's done at the end of the year, I think some fans are just like, we're done with the heel turn. Let's just be happy he's here. And you already know who I blame, even though some people say that we need to get away from that. But that's just how I feel.
My thing about it is that the heel turn is so. He hasn't done anything.
Well, until now, until that promo was like the most he's done. But think about a promo as the most that he's done since he turned heel. Think about that.
As I said, I love that R-Truth got that moment, but it's like, and I love what R-Truth is doing now. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like he beat up R-Truth. That's it. In terms of this whole, he low-blowed Cody Rhodes. And he beat up R-Truth. That's literally it. There's nothing else.
Are those not heelish tactics?
It's not enough. It's not enough.
So what is he supposed to be cutting people up and just like embarrassing them, basically?
I had already suggested from the beginning with R-Truth that like if you really want to submit him as a heel, have him beat the living fuck out of him. Like do something. Like we got to get the aggression out of John Cena to give you a reason to hate him. And like they haven't done that.
But you know what's also crazy is that again, this is still his first time ever turning heel. So it's like maybe they're just in this like weird place of like, what's gonna work? What isn't gonna work? Just keep. Let's go for relationship angle.
This is the issue. This is the issue I have. WWE has been doing this for a long time. You know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, but not with someone as a career as John Cena though.
Just look at Hulk Hogan. This is what this is supposed to be.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Tell me it's not the same. Of course it's not the same.
It's not the same. That man went to a whole other company and then turned heel.
That's what this should have been. This has been a letdown.
Him go to AEW and turn.
I mean, again, what Brian was saying, the fans are cheering him during his pipe bomb. He should have never even had that moment.
Is it literally?
Well, he should have never had that moment. I don't think because it's like they're giving him more credence for people to cheer for him.
Literally.
That's the issue.
So this is my thing, though. I was agreeing 100% with Brian that this heel turn has been ass, and that it's just him. Oh, I'm going to ruin wrestling. Blah 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 blah. You said you give me your best. I'm going to take him out.
Yeah.
But I like this whole scenario of, and even Punk said it. He's like, "You're just acting like me."
Yeah.
And that's literally what's happening. And like he said, he's like, you've made it. And he said to Punk, "You've done such a great job in conning these people."
Yeah.
You've done all these things, and all they cheer for you because you're the rebel, the punk, the this, and it's like, you're not.
You're literally coming to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's crazy because people have brought up like all the trash he talked about, blood money and this and this and that, and now he's exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I honestly think this has saved the heel turn, just because I kind of want more of this.
Yeah.
More of this. We don't know what the hell John Cena can say. Like, who else literally can say the names of people in another company or who aren't even in the company anymore? Like that's. I was even going to call John Cena. He's not Peacemaker. He's Deadpool at this point.
That's a good one.
So I don't know. I loved what I saw on Friday. It's true. He's basically acting like Punk at this point, and I don't think where he's losing the title anytime soon. I think they're literally going to save that for the very end. But who knows? We don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose the title. I don't think he should lose the title. I just think they need to either up the angst on his hatred for somebody. Maybe CM Punk is that guy for right now until he gets to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, whatever the case may be, wherever they take this tournament. But it's just like, we all want it to work. Let's just get this out the way. We all want this heel turn to work. We don't want it to be dead in the mud and being dragged along and trying to figure out what's going on. Cena's trying his part of trying to get the fans to turn on him and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, WWE creatively, they're creating this vortex where it's like, yo, there's no choice but to cheer for him. There's nothing changing about this man. He still has the same music.
I think they're only cheering for him now. I want to say at least the past 2 months. I feel like they generally have been booing for him because we haven't liked what we've been seeing, honestly.
You know what it was? When he turned heel and they had those string of shows overseas, and the fans were reacting to him the way they were overseas, actually booing the hell out of him. I almost feel like they took that and said it was working, and then when they came back stateside, the domestic fans reminded them, like, yeah, we still kind of love like John Cena. So like, I wonder if they took what happened overseas and they thought, like, okay, this is working. Let's just keep going with what we had going.
Maybe that's what I'm remembering more. I was like, they were actually booing the hell out of him when he first turned. You know, and then all the stuff with the kid, and oh, look at this kid over here, like you're fake, this and that.
That poor kid who's just going to be a meme infamy forever.
Real quick, I have a question. When Cena does lose his title, do you guys want him to lose it to a veteran, someone who's on top right now, or to someone that's going to give him a huge push in terms of maybe someone who hasn't won the title yet?
To me, I think the guy that's going to take it is Cody Rhodes. It's just like he's the main guy.
I want to see Cody win it again.
And I get that, but it's like if you put Roman's not going to show up all the time. Whatever scare schedule he has right now, he's not going to be the guy to be taking the title off of Cena at this point in time just because of his schedule. I just don't think they're going to do that. Randy Orton, they already did that match. I'm pretty sure they're fine with that outcome, getting that out the way. And looking at the landscape, because ideally, we're going to talk about the tournament. I would have been like, if it was going to be a push for somebody, Sami Zayn would have been that guy. Because he's the guy, he's the ultimate underdog. He's never had that moment. He would have been that guy to get that moment. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, at least as of right now. It's not going to happen. I'm like, Cody Rhodes was the guy that did lose the title to him. Like, you think Cody would try to regain the title against him. So I think they're probably going to go in that direction. Is that going to happen over the course of the tournament at SummerSlam? Is that going to happen? I don't know. But I think Cody Rhodes is the guy. I don't see anybody else really. I don't think it's going to be a Seth getting mixed into that as much as they tease that with the briefcase and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I just don't. I just don't see anybody else outside of Cody really getting that.
Going to get the title.
They can't do that.
No, I mentioned that last week. That doesn't seem like a bad idea right now.
It does.
The way things have been booked.
You want to know what? That will be a panic move for them to do that, and for them just to react after they basically had this guy out of the company. That would just be a flip reaction to the fans. That would be.
You don't think that justifies at least a major push at this point, because you literally have the entire.
But look how they're booking
his job back.
Look how they're booking R-Truth. He's kind of unhinged right now. He beat up who was Kip? Was it Kip or
from Pretty Deadly?
Yeah, from Pretty Deadly. He kicked his ass and stuff like that. He's getting into arguments with Aleister Black backstage. They're teasing that, and I'm just like, why would they even go in that direction for R-Truth right now? I don't know what they're doing with that, but it's just like he's talking to Damian Priest, so maybe he's getting in a tag team or something's going to happen with there. So there's many angles that they can go, but it's just like for R-Truth to win the title, I just don't know. I think that's too much of a.
He could be the catalyst to ending Cena's reign. I think.
Okay,
very nice
use it right.
Let's put it in perspective. John Cena's 20-year career heel turn, supposed to be his last run, and R-Truth ends it.
And look at how the lengthy career that R-Truth has had.
We can't do that
without ever needing to be champion. Why not?
Love R-Truth, but we can't do that. We can't do that. No,
it's all about, hey, if people like Kofi Kingston can get their flowers, why can't somebody like R-Truth get his flowers?
Kofi was years and years of struggle that had a great story attached to it because Vince McMahon's involvement. I don't know if R-Truth is on that same.
This man literally lost his job.
Kofi won. That was a general feel good moment for everybody. I don't know if it'll feel as good as R-Truth.
Let's flip it. If this was Heath Slater who lost his job and I got kids, and he turned around and won the title back in like 2000,
but that's not the scenario. Like, you're overshadowing a lot of factors there.
Let's just be. I'm just trying to be honest.
The whole world was gonna cry for Heath Slater to come back. I don't think so.
He got kids. It was during the pandemic. Like he got kids.
Who doesn't? R-Truth probably has more than him.
Yeah, that's probably true. But overall, I'm just like, you can't do that. They can't do that. Maybe he's just a foil for Cena. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of maybe turning R-Truth heel in all this. Maybe they're trying to allude to that. I don't know what they're doing, but he's unhinged.
So that's what I thought. Honestly, when he was talking to Damian Priest and he was just like, "Yo, I love you, this and that."
Yeah.
I literally thought he was going to hit him at that point because just to go into this character. So I'm thinking he's just like, he doesn't even know who to trust anymore. Especially the stuff online, especially with like Bubba criticizing him, like saying, stop saying truth, stop saying this. Yeah. He's like, why are you telling me who I am? Why are you trying to tell me what I can and can't do?
Yeah.
So I kind of like that dynamic of like, he's like, I don't trust anybody at this point.
And I'm fine with that. We haven't had a character like that in a long time.
No, you guys actually watch that Busted Open interview. Like he's actually 100% in character when he's doing it. So when he's ranting like that, like he's like legit like in character, like talking to the Bully Ray, like how you gonna tell me what to say and all this other stuff. Which was like, you watch the clip, like it's actually very entertaining.
Yeah, like he's doing his part. Whatever WWE is doing creatively, R-Truth is knocking out the park on his part. He's doing his part. For him to turn around and win the title, I don't know. I don't.
So I guess one last question, just because I don't even know at this point. Do you guys see Punk ever getting a title at this point?
Oh, definitely within the next year or two. I can definitely see it happening. Probably not. Definitely not going to be this Saturday, but I definitely see it happening. I mean, why not? I mean, I was actually hoping that this Punk and Cena feud wouldn't just be for Night of Champions. The way it's been, I was actually hoping that they could carry it for another couple of weeks and let that be a SummerSlam match. Honestly, because this is the most interesting feud Cena's been in since he's turned heel, really. Because the Randy Orton feud wasn't a feud, really. Pretty much just nostalgia for a couple of weeks, show a couple of highlights of their matches, and that was that. I mean, we'll get into the whole Randy Orton in the finals. I mean,
I guess that's been my gripe with this whole year thing, is that, like, even just with him and Randy, him and Puck, I'm like, these are just such great feuds. Why not leave them for the big stuff like SummerSlam or the end? Mm-hmm. And it's like you've kind of blown through it pretty quick already, and it's just like we just said, it doesn't look like Punk's gonna win. So it's like, I mean, whatever, Cody. But I'm like, I feel like you should have saved these for like a bigger spectacle. But I don't know.
I feel like because of the time constraints of the year, and this is what I said, I think John Cena should go until next year's WrestleMania. I think that would open it up a little bit more for them story-wise, because now we got this Randy Orton feud that should have been longer, especially that Randy is right now, where he's just over. Like Randy can just stand there and be over. They could have extended that. The CM Punk feud that was monumental back in the day, they could have extended that a little bit. But now we know that the tournament at SummerSlam, that maybe the tournament at SummerSlam is going to change that storyline, right? Because he's going to face a whole new competitor from that tournament. But then again, it's just like maybe their Saturday night main event, maybe they can extend it there. I don't know if they're going to do that, but overall, I just think because of the time constraints, maybe they're just trying to rush some things and then finally get to the story they want to tell on the back end of the months, whatever the case may be. Because again, like everyone's just saying, like, kill this heel turn. And I'm like, you kind of committed to it too far to turn him babyface just because. Like, there's going to be no rationale for him turning babyface in this run, in my eyes. Like, that's just a wasted.
He's gonna be like, my bad, guys. I was being
So you think sticking with it at this point, as bad and lackluster as it's been, sticking to it for another 4 months is better than just canning it at this point?
Yeah, because what is the turnover at that point? My thing is, like, what's the turnover at that point? Because it's like, okay, let's turn him babyface. Then what? Hey, my bad, guys. Now who's a heel? Who's a heel against him?
Roman.
Seth? Roman? Really? The tribal chief who everyone loves? Let's remember when John Cena came back, that even at SummerSlam, what was that, 2022, 2023, they were still cheering Roman during that whole time. So
I think that's why I can kind of see Roman taking the title off of Cena, at least at the end. I can kind of see that.
There's history there. I think they should tangle one time, but
I don't know. But I prefer it to Cody.
Yeah. I just because of the storylines, it's just like in Roman's. I don't know what the question marks around his schedule or what it is, and maybe they're just saving him for these big time attractions, which he should be coming back at SummerSlam, I think. But overall, it's just like
July was like his return.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with these storylines going in. They kind of pigeonhole themselves into a year. He's going to retire in December, which is just like, okay, now we got what, 6 more months, 5 more months of trying to drag this story. It's like you got to have they have the right people involved. It isn't like they don't have the roster to do so in the history of guys for Cena to face to do that. It's just putting it together on television week to week and getting the most out of that. And that's where I think they're kind of struggling, dragging the story along.
Right.
But yeah, that was John Cena's pipe bomb with CM Punk. We'll see what happens more with that. Let's continue moving on here with the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament. Randy Orton and Asuka advance to the finals of the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament, respectively. What do you guys make of those moments there on SmackDown? Asuka wrestling twice in 1 week, which I thought was interesting. They kind of rushed that a little bit there. Randy and Sami having their battle on SmackDown. Both matches were pretty good. Asuka facing Alexa Bliss on that side of things. But first, let's start with the men's side of things. They kind of had a showdown in the middle of the ring with Jey Uso, Cody, Sami, and Randy. What do you guys make of that confrontation and the match between those two that followed?
This is the one,
Sammy.
Exactly. Thank you, Lou. I love you, Lewis. Thank you so fucking much. This is the one time in my life where I was praying and hoping Randy Orton would lose, even though in the back of my mind, Randy Orton is kind of established there, so there's no reason why he should be in the final. I was just hoping, like, please, just go with Sami Zayn for once. Like, let's make this King of the Ring final actually a pick'em where we can actually where either way you go, it'll be a good result. Like, I love Randy Orton, like I said, but he's about to be his next title reign. He'll have the title 15 times. Like I've said it thousands and thousands of times. Like Randy Orton is at the point right now where he can lose and it doesn't hurt him because he's fucking Randy Orton. He's done it all. Legend killer gimmick, everything. Like he doesn't need it anymore. He doesn't need to be in the finals of King of the Ring. You could have given that to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has been preaching for literally like 3 fucking years of how he's gonna win the world heavyweight title. This has been 3 years now, and it was amplified more when he was in the bloodline, and then that whole situation panned out. Then the feud with Gunther when he beat Gunther for the IC title. After that, just kept building up. I'm going to win the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to be World Heavyweight Champion. That's how he sounds every single time. And then you keep getting him to this pedestal and just keep knocking them down year after year after year. Like, come on now.
I don't know, guys. I think it's time we start having an honest conversation. We gotta start putting him in the Drew McIntyre conversation.
He's a loser.
Hey, Drew has had a title reign though. He's had title reigns.
It lasted like 20 seconds.
It is still under his name. Says
we gotta start coming.
Like, bro, you don't need Randy Orton in the finals for the match to be an attraction, so to say. Like Sami Zayn versus either Jay or Cody, story wise, is already interesting enough because they have all that connection together, and they've already been teasing Karrion Kross, kind of getting the Sami's ears, pushing the heel turn. So like you could have went with Sami Zayn, like it was right there. Like the story is right there. Like why are we going back to Randy Orton? Like we don't need it in this case.
So this is where I'm at a crossroads. Get it?
That was pun intended.
Yes, very much. Because I was the same way. I was like, come on, like Sami, Saudi, King of the Ring, it's right there. And like Brian said, like Randy doesn't need a title ring, but I get the idea because you're gonna do Randy versus Cody, of course, in Saudi Arabia, where all these people are going to be going crazy for these two huge stars. But then it also sucks because I also want this damn Karrion Kross Sami thing to come to fruition so we can get Karrion Kross on TV.
You want to know what's going to happen? They're just going to be a tag team. They're just going to be a tag team.
No,
come on, man.
No, they're going to feud. They have to feud at this point.
No.
Yes.
No. There's going to Sami just lost. We already seen little teasers of him. He did the eye poke to Randy Orton. There's little things there happening that they're kind of pinning together that are saying Sami's kind of meshing with this heel type thing. Karrion Kross is picking on him week to week with these little mind games and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's not. If it leads to a feud, what does that do?
I know, but this is my gripe with it. It's like I like the Karrion Kross thing, and I cool, give me heel Sami, but we know Sami has to win the title as a babyface. He's not winning a title if he's a heel. If he turns heel, it's just in my mind he's just never getting the title. And the thing, I guess this also kind of ties back to the CM Punk thing, because I'm like, yo, these guys they're getting older. Injury. Look at how quick an injury can come about, and I'm just like, I don't know. That's my thing. It's like the older they're getting, if injuries come up, that just cuts more time, and then that's
my thing with Sami is just like, I don't know if they're ever going to put him in that moment.
See, and I'm glad you just said that. I'm glad you just said that, Daniel, because now that I'm thinking about it, like, I'm starting to think. I just think Triple H just doesn't see Sami Zayn as world heavyweight champion material. Because even the NXT, when Triple H was running it, Sami Zayn was NXT champion for literally like 3 weeks. Literally, Kevin Owens. His next title defense was against Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens didn't even pin him. Kevin Owens won by stoppage. Like, he beat the shit out of Sami Zayn and won the title that way. So I don't even think Triple H just sees Sami Zayn as a world champion. I just don't think.
I don't think he does, because it's like, all right, let's just be honest. King of the Ring is the perfect setup for Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Does Cody? Let's be honest. We just talked about it. Does Randy need to be in this tournament? He can be. I'm not going to say that he couldn't.
No, all you want to say he shouldn't be in the tournament, because we talked about how deep the roster is. There's so many other guys you could put in there.
Let's just look at it, because Randy Orton did have that match with Gunther at King of the Ring. That was legendary in terms of what Randy's a part of the tournament in that tournament, like having great matches in the tournament. So if someone defeats him, what does that do for that guy that defeats him? It gives them more of a push. Randy's a legendary guy, but it's not going to hurt him if he loses. Cody Rhodes winning this King of the Ring tournament, what does that do for him? It puts him back in the spotlight of terms of just getting back into the championship picture, finishing. It's an easy storyline to put from his WrestleMania moment, like, hey, I had to go through this tournament to get here, XYZ, earn my spot, unlike you, XYZ. Play on that, whatever. Jey Uso, I didn't think he needed to be in the tournament. He just lost his title. He just lost his title.
That was Karrion Kross's spot he took.
Yeah, that's what you guys were saying.
I hated that they used that as a special,
again, I don't know what WWE
It wasn't even a surprise. They announced it on Twitter, on X.
I don't know what WWE's doing with their surprises lately. I don't know if they're trying to do this to trump the dirt sheets. I guess that's what they're doing with these type of things, but it's just like, these things will be better off as a surprise. But Jey Uso doesn't need to be in the tournament. But the storyline would have been there for if Sami won this match against Randy Orton. It was a great match, by the way. Let me point that out. It was a great match. Both these guys put out. They're always going to have good matches. But in terms of the storyline, the finals could have been Sami and Jey.
Yeah.
Think of how monumental that would have been. That storyline between those two guys in Saudi Arabia. Maybe that could have been where Sami turned heel with Karrion Kross. Imagine how that would have been over. But again, he's going after the WWE Championship. Either of those guys winning and facing Cena would have probably been a better situation, especially Sami beating his former friend or beating Cody Rhodes, who was the kind of the standard in WWE at this point, would have pushed him to the moon. And then going hot, and especially the way people are feeling about John Cena, having Sami Zayn stand across from him, who represents everything that John Cena is not in terms of career-wise, indies versus megastar, the guy that worked from blood, XYZ, John Cena who's trying to ruin wrestling, Sami Zayn standing up for wrestling, whatever, it's not Johnny Wrestling. But in terms of just what Sami Zayn represents over these past couple of years, as the ultimate babyface, to just take that away and not even explore that situation, kind of just, it's like, damn it. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm scared, because I'm just like, I think they're going to put him in a tag team with Karrion Kross. And I know nobody wants that. And I know nobody wants that.
No.
But I'm just so afraid that they're going to lean towards that.
No. It has to, I mean, I don't know.
We don't want that. But Randy Orton advances. They got Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes on Raw, leading up to Night of Champions next week. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's move on to the women's side of things. Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Asuka again ruined surprise from WWE. That should have been a surprise.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss has been in this tournament. Has been teasing some things over the past couple of weeks, especially with Charlotte Flair. Going up against Asuka, who's pulling double duty this week. I thought it was a great match. It really showed what these two women can do. Obviously, I think Asuka is one of the best in the world. I think Alexa Bliss is one of the underrated women in wrestling. Even her run, for her to have that type of match on SmackDown, I thought was great. What did you guys think about those two tying it up?
First of all, it's tremendous to have Asuka back in general.
Mm-hmm.
I just really, like, even with her entrance alone, I just forgot how like her whole aura, everything about her. This it's such a vibe to me whenever she comes out and whenever she performs. But I thought her performance in the
I don't like her finisher. I don't like the finisher.
You don't like the new finisher? I'm not
the Naomi finisher.
Too similar to Jada Parker's finisher in NXT.
Yeah.
Like
that's why I don't like it.
It's the rear view, basically.
Hip attack, rear view, whatever you want to call it. Like
the long back attack.
Not a huge fan of that. But
the long back attack.
Yeah, but the matches that she had this week were very good. You could definitely tell, she's back, she's healthy, and just having Asuka is just all around positive for everybody. As far as the whole surprise aspect of it goes, I also agree with you, Daniel, that having her being surprised would have been came off a lot better. But I do think it's kind of like it has to be a dirt sheet thing, because we're going to cover Goldberg. We're going to cover Goldberg, but when Gunther came out and he cut that promo, fans were chanting for Goldberg, even though WWE didn't even talk about Goldberg. So that's because of the dirt sheets. So I think that's why they're leaning in that direction now. The dirt sheets are calling it out, and the fans are ready for it when they should be surprised. But I'm happy for Asuka. It's looking like because we're getting Jade and Roxanne on Raw for that spot. I personally think that Roxanne would be a better match for Asuka. Just because she has more experience, because Roxanne has more experience in the ring than Jade does. Although I do think that they're gonna pull the trigger on Jade, and Jade's gonna end up winning this whole thing. I just have having that feeling right now that they're gonna pull the trigger on Jade Cargill finally.
It does look that way.
Yeah,
it does look that way, which is kind of. First of all, Roxanne Perez is going to be a good hand in the ring. I think it's going to be a good match between her and Jade's just going to overpower her. I think that's what's going to happen. And setting up a potential matchup with Jade and Asuka, that's going to be Jade beating Asuka. I'm just like,
it's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's just like you're happy.
My thing is that I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger, because it's like I think that they're going to use that match to probably showcase Jade, her going up against a person as technical as Asuka, but Asuka pulling it out, because it's just like to pull it off that way, and it's just like Jade really hasn't really had these moments of defeating anybody really, like in terms of one-on-one action, in terms of building up that ring.
Except for Naomi.
Okay,
yeah.
Quick question for the both of you, because I haven't really been paying attention to the promotion or anything. But did they say that the winner this year of King and Queen of the Ring gets their title match at SummerSlam, or is it just a title match?
SummerSlam.
I think they said SummerSlam.
They said it was going to be at SummerSlam. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's definitely Jade.
Yeah. So, now, if they don't go with Jade and they do go with Asuka, and they decide to give us a Stardom match with EO and Asuka. Now, in ring wise, that would be great. But the build towards it, it literally would just have to be promo. It would literally just have to be maybe one or two in-ring segments, but to do it UFC style and just do promo packages of both of them, if they were to do that, in my opinion.
So I'm assuming they don't get to pick who they fight. It's basically whichever title which show you're on. Or I'm assuming, like, if you're on Raw, you're going for the world title. If you're on SmackDown, you're going for the WWE.
Yeah, that's
title,
how they're
right?
kind of playing it up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, the reason why I think it's going to probably be Jade is because they have this Bianca lingering thing going on. They have this Naomi thing lingering on. We're going to get into SmackDown for next week, because obviously there's a last woman standing match between Tiffany and I.
Finally.
Finally.
But at least that'll be the end of it. Thank God. So
I'm expecting.
What I've been preaching for forever.
I'm expecting there's going to be a cash-in. That's like that just makes the most obvious sense to me that there's probably going to be a cash-in.
If she cashes in, then that's it. You'll just have Naomi versus Jade.
Yeah, but see, if she cashes in, then you know for a fact Jade is winning this tournament.
Yeah. For the most part. But it's just like, damn, that's a weird way to get to it.
Because they literally put that whole story on pause until Bianca comes back from her finger injury. So it's like,
I thought she was already coming back. Is she coming back this week?
I mean, when they were in Knoxville, she came out, cut a promo, say that she'd be back soon, and they kind of somewhat continued the story with Naomi and the promo segment and such. But literally, I think they paused it because they're waiting for her to get back so they can actually do everything that they were going to do.
WWE has too many burgers on the grill, and they got to figure out which one to flip off and take off. That's what's happening with this. Because we know the cash-in is going to happen at some point. We're thinking if Jade gets involved in that, if Bianca finally gets involved in that, whatever happens after that cash-in sets up SummerSlam, and it's just like, okay, what's happening with that? Is we're going to get Naomi, or we're going to get Bianca, or we're going to get Jade in that situation? Most likely Bianca, because she's basically been the poster child for SummerSlam with Cardi B and those advertisements and stuff like that. So it's like they got to figure out a way to get her involved. But it's just like, okay, then what happens with Tiffany Stratton? What happens with Nia Jax? What happens with all these other women that are now intermingled into this thing? And it's just like, it's getting kind of crowded.
When did they say the draft was going to happen? Like October, right? Or November?
See, they didn't make an official announcement, but the dirt sheets are saying that like maybe a week or so after this. But there's too much. There's literally like they have so much stuff, so many events. Like a couple of weeks, we got Saturday Night Main Event and Evolution on the same day. Then
that's
we got
what I'm looking forward to.
3 weeks after that, and then if anything, if you're gonna do the draft, you might as well do it during the fall because that's typically when like the hype and everything kind of like dies down. So if you want to keep things hot after SummerSlam, probably just do it then after SummerSlam.
It's gonna get interesting, but Asuka's awaiting whoever wins between Jade and Roxanne Perez. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw.
Only thing I wanted to say real quick was and I only say because Alexa Bliss lost, but I'm like, I don't know. It looks like they're already going towards Alexa Bliss and Charlotte becoming the tag team. And
tag teams, they got to start building that division.
No, what they're trying to do, from what I see, what they're trying to do is they're desperately trying to get Charlotte over as a babyface. Well, that's how I'm looking at it.
Has she ever been tag team champion?
Charlotte? No, she has not. That's a very good point. That's one title she hasn't captured. Oh, add to the legacy.
Yep.
So there we go.
Honestly,
who's the other people? We got B-Fab and Meechin. We got Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
You got the Secret Hervis.
Secret Hervis. So I think they're trying to formulate that tag team division, which I think they should have been doing for a long time now and figured that out. But they haven't quite.
That group in NXT that's with the champ? Is it Toxic Attraction?
Are you talking about Fatal Influence?
Fatal Influence.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. the name that you hate, Lewis.
Fatal Influence. It's like
sound better than Pure Fusion Collective though.
Oh, that's a low blow, Lewis.
I didn't say it.
I was just saying it sounds better than that.
Oh, Brian, my bad, Brian. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. Shout out to the Pure.
Yeah, low blow. Two of their members are released. One of them is dealing with a injury until coming back next year. So yeah, that shows you how that group had bad karma from the very jump, man.
Bad booking, bad
karma, bad fusion. Two of them got released. One of them was out.
Didn't work.
I'm sorry.
Didn't work as the fat version of Go Tongues.
They had bad karma.
Oh man.
Oh my god. But nah, I feel like they should have been building up this women's tag team division for a while. We'll see what happens with that. And obviously they're kind of pairing up. Alexa Bliss looks great in the ring, by the way. I think that she's come back and looked great. Asuka looked great in that match. Charlotte Flair was fighting Chelsea Green. The Secret Hervis and all of them tried to gang up on Charlotte. And I think Brian is correct. They're trying to gung-ho make Charlotte Flair a babyface by some way. And it's just
by
like
association.
It's not gonna happen.
By association, it's like, okay, now you guys are using Chelsea Green to do this. Everyone loves Chelsea Green.
Do we have any reason why she wasn't in the tournament? because she was scheduled to be in it, and then out of nowhere, Piper was thrown into it.
She should have been in it.
Yeah, so it wasn't Piper, it was the Alba Fire.
Yeah, there we go.
I know they did like a very funny storyline way of it. Like she was on like a video chat,
vacation or something,
acting like she was on vacation, saying she missed her flight and everything, that the match needed to be postponed. So may have been travel issues or something. Like I don't know. Nobody's reported anything about it, but probably was just something like, yeah, she just couldn't make it that day, and then they just made it funny because her character is based around like comedy in a sense, so they made it funny. Like, yeah,
I hope they really. That's the one thing I do hope. I hope at some point they do pull the trigger with her and actually let her wrestle and actually let her go. Chelsea Green, for that sake. But let's move over to the Raw side of things. Let's get into the return of the man, Bill Goldberg, returning to challenge Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event number 40 in July in Atlanta, Georgia. How do you guys feel about Goldberg's return? I'm just going to say this. That pop, the pop for Goldberg was crazy. I'm just saying.
Lewis.
Just saying. 56-year-old man. WCW legend.
Lewis. Thoughts on Goldberg?
I'm just saying. You want to know what, Lewis? I'm tired of your negativity. You know, you is a legend.
Yeah, you knew this was coming, though, man.
You hate Natalia,
and the fact
you hate Goldberg.
I'd rather Natalia be in this match than Goldberg. She can actually wrestle and won't almost kill a person.
Hey, it happens in professional wrestling.
See, y'all.
I need to understand this. One part though. How is it that R-Truth gets a match against Cena and it's just a match, but then you bring Goldberg back and he gets a title shot?
See, you're doing the exact same thing that fucking Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray did when they fucking unleashed on this whole.
I just want to know what is.
Y'all are looking at this shit too logically. Like I understand logically, he's lost his last 4 title matches. So what?
Well, I'm sorry.
Title match.
Well, I'm sorry. They're trying to justify all this because the whole thing logically that happened last time with Goldberg and Gunther, and
yeah, long term booking.
I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I hate it.
So obviously,
honestly, if Gunther does not squash Goldberg, I'm writing. If he does not just chop the hell out of him and just choke him out and give him a powerbomb, this match should not be longer than 5 minutes.
No, Lewis. No, this match is going to be 3 minutes long, and I already going to tell you what.
You're telling me it's going to be him versus Brock Lesnar, where he spears him 3 times.
No, it's going to be 3 minutes long. And I'm going to tell you exactly how they're going to do it, because we talked about the last Saturday night's main event and how it was critically panned because they only had 25 minutes of in-ring wrestling, and the other time was still allotted to commercials and all that other bullshit. The commercials aren't changing anytime soon, so it's going to be the exact same thing in Saturday night's main event. Literally, the bell is going to ring at 9:56, and the bell is going to ring again at 9:59, and then the show is going to go off the air. Exactly what's going to happen. All right, so you're only going to get Goldberg for a short amount of time. Like his entrance is probably going to be at like 9:45, and then when he gets to the ring, commercial break, and then they'll do the in-ring introductions, match, 3 minutes of action, it's over. So
again, okay. So my question is. And maybe I don't know if you guys want to save this for.
Is your question? Is what if Goldberg wins?
No. Do you guys think he's gonna win?
No, absolutely not.
Daniel,
you want to know what? Yes.
You're not being serious.
And do you know why I'm actually going to agree with it? You know why I think this is happening? Not because I want it to happen.
You want it to happen. Deep down in your heart, your soul.
No. I was. You know what's funny? I was actually happy when Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar because I was like, finally, someone actually dethroned Brock Lesnar.
No, I just liked it because it was
at this day and age, he doesn't need to be in any match. But again, why would he come back
to
just lose?
because he's been talking like to other podcasts and other publications. He's been talking about this retirement match for like 2 or 3 years now. About how WWE owes it to him for everything he did during the pandemic.
Look at the prime example. Look at Sting having his retirement. You really think Sting would lose in his retirement match?
No one's Sting. He probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't have minded losing.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't.
But you know in your hearts. You know, in people's hearts, I was like, "Come on, you were going to do a tag team match. Of course, Sting's going to win."
Sting probably wanted to lose that tag team match and probably wanted to go out losing. But then Tony Khan was probably like, "Nah, you're Sting. You got to go out on top."
If I'm someone that's making a stink about having a retirement match, why would I agree to losing?
Because the pay is good.
This is your last payday. One more match in Atlanta in front of your family. One last time. 3 minutes. Like, yeah, come on.
I mean, did not lose the last time he was in the ring.
The rules. You know the rules of wrestling. You lose on your way out. That's what I think it is. If this is the last match, it's supposed to be his last match. It's advertised as his last match.
Is it? Is it really though?
Again, this is where I know we're going to come to predictions next week. Well, this upcoming next episode. But my thing about it is, if Goldberg wins and Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in on him,
he has to.
Like that's the moment. Like in Atlanta, everyone's going to hate Seth for ruining Goldberg's moment. It's his last match technically, and then you take the title away from him.
Yeah, but that technically
you can usher in that whole new story.
Babyface though, if he cashes in on Goldberg, if you think about it. If he cashes in on Goldberg, technically,
to the marks himself, Brian. To the marks, he would be a baby.
He will be a savior.
Yeah, to that audience, that audience that I've been talking about on Brian versus the Dirt Sheet. Yeah, they would be like, okay,
he will be deemed the savior of wrestling if he cashes in on Goldberg.
Or he can just add to the fuel to his fire and be the most hated guy for ruining Bill Goldberg's moment after a 30-year career, glorious 30-year career, and ruining his moment.
You know who Goldberg should be having his final match against? Randy, and give me the Legend Killer.
Here's the thing about that. If they were to go into that direction with Goldberg winning and Seth cashing in, that gives you a reason. That gives you another reason to have another Goldberg match. Because he got cashed in on. He's not gonna go out. He's not gonna go out getting cashed in on like that.
But
like,
this is a retirement match.
Why not? He'll go out on top.
Seth like they have a one-on-one match after, and then Seth beats him. Then Goldberg can go out the door.
He can have a nice true.
But not all the Money in the Bank cashing.
Like yay!
Oh no!
My thing about it is if Gunther, maybe Goldberg hits a spear on Gunther after the match. Gunther wins the match. Goldberg spears him. Then Seth comes out.
I'll be fine with that. Like Goldberg gets one more final moment of him looking good.
Say that again.
So after Gunther wins the match, they get up, they shake hands or whatever the case may be, and then Goldberg spares Gunther. That brings out Seth Rollins. Nothing they can do with that. First of all, these Saturday night's main events, they have to make it mean something. They can't just keep having these like glorified house shows where it's like, okay, he won in 5 minutes. It's over. They have to do something monumental for that, because now if they do that, depending on who won the tournament from Night of Champions, that adds intrigue to whoever. So let's say if Jay won or Cody won or who's the other guy? Randy won or whatever the case may be. It would have to be Jay Uso in that regard. So I don't think they're going to do that. But
I don't see Jay becoming king of the ring.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Maybe because he's obviously a giant.
He's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Nah.
Cody Rhodes could get screwed by Cena or somebody. I don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
What if our truth screws Cody?
Oh man.
It'd be a heel.
Oh my god. They can't do that.
Our truth is like a dark horse in every scenario now. He's tied to everybody.
He's the multiverse.
He's Thanos at this point.
He's the multiverse. He's everything. He can do anything. Anything can happen with him. He's off the. But I don't know what's gonna happen with this match. I hope Goldberg just gets through it healthy. I hope there's no hiccups. And
He already looks fucked up. And walking to the ring, can barely stand on the top rope. Like we not enter leaving healthy. He's already going into the match unhealthy. Like
could you imagine he has a Vince double quad tear?
Oh, don't do
that.
A Kevin Nash quad tear. Don't do that, man. We can't do that. Just get through the match. Just like we said when CM Punk returned, just get through the match. That's all we want. Just be healthy for one. Just get through it.
If he attempts a freaking jackhammer,
you know he's going
to. It's not going to be a good thing.
You know he's going to.
It's not going to be a good thing.
Gunther's not a small man.
Exactly. He shouldn't even look at doing that match at that match.
God.
I mean, he hit it on Drew.
Like, did he?
Oh my God.
He did it. I mean, it wasn't 100% clean, but it was good enough where it was. it was good enough.
Oh my God!
Like no, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as the one he did to the Undertaker when he nearly broke Undertaker's neck. It wasn't as bad as that, but it was better. So.
I don't trust that man with a head and a mat at this point.
Oh my God!
I don't.
Just tell Goldberg not to hit his head against the door before he comes out. Just tell him
negativity. Such negativity from you guys.
As long as he doesn't do that, he'll be fine.
Oh my God! All right.
I'm sorry. All of this is just erasing Goldberg's legacy to me at this point. It really is.
This one match is everything. Like if he fucks up, it's all
just
like
everything Goldberg related, from this generation is just tainted all of that.
Bro, but here's the thing: Goldberg's his whole legacy, when you think about it, is just about being unique and being different. Like nobody's gonna have the same history that Goldberg has, because that character, he's known for beating people in 3 minutes and then going in the back. Like that's how his whole aura. But
again, that also made sense when he was in a dominating stature at this point. He's old. Who's he really dominating?
He's fighting for all the elderly people and the AARP people. Come on.
Like I said, we know this is it. Like
this is elderly discrimination.
I can understand people being frustrated by booking Goldberg for numerous reasons, right? But as long as if it's just for this one show, because it's Saturday night's main event, if it's just for this one show, I don't see a problem with it. Now, he wins.
Title shot involved, Brian. That's the issue.
Here's the thing: it only becomes a problem if he wins, and this is going to be carried on for like multiple weeks. Then it's a problem. I'm telling you right now, if Goldberg wins the title and there's no cash in, and we go off the air with Goldberg, everyone's going to be an AEW fan now. So I'm just saying,
legit, because it will make no sense at this point.
Oh man. I got Goldberg winning. Early prediction there. Goldberg winning.
You know what? Goldberg could win, and I want to see 5 tsunamis from Bronson Reed cash in.
If Vince McMahon was still in charge, Goldberg would be winning this match. We know that.
Hey.
I'm calling it 5 tsunamis.
I think I shared it. I think I shared it in the chat. Nick Khan did say, "Hey, we're not paying attention to the internet." Maybe Vince is still running things.
But hold up. You're not paying attention to the internet. Then why is our truth back? Because that was the internet. That was the internet that did that. The internet plus the support from the
Anomalies occur from time to time. Some things happen like that, Brian.
No, because I saw the quote that you're talking about, and that's exactly what I said. Why is our truth back? If you guys aren't listening to the internet per se,
because it's a work, Brian. Don't you understand how it
Triple H said it's a part of the show. Are you watching the show?
Don't you understand how it works? Brian?
It's a part.
Dirt sheets?
No. That was not a work. He legit was gone for those 2 days, and then the outpouring support brought him back. He was legit gone.
Triple H is telling you that somebody from the back was fired, and it's all
somebody didn't file the paperwork, and that's what happened, Brian.
You know what? It was supposed to be a nice departure. That's not what happened.
I already went off about this on episode 4 coming out. I already went off about this enough. So wait till Tuesday. You'll see.
cheap plug here. Brian first at the Dirt Sheet on YouTube. Check that out on Tuesdays. That'll be coming up. But let's keep moving on to unfortunate set of news. Liv Morgan out. I said 6 months, but I don't think that's true. But the shoulder injury that she suffered, dislocated shoulder against Kairi Sane. Obviously, she was in a big angle, presumably with Nikki Bella. What do you guys make of this injury with Liv Morgan, who just came back after filming a movie, and now we get a halt on the Is this a tag team titles curse?
No. Before we even get into that, are you happy now, Daniel? You happy? Because now
I would have rather. Let me say this.
You happy?
I would have rather Nikki Bella got the dislocated shoulder than Liv Morgan.
Oh my God. But look, Liv Morgan is out. You're not gonna get, because I think they were trending towards a tag team title match with the Bella team against Liv and Raquel. I think that's what they were building towards. There's no Liv Morgan, so I don't think they're going in that direction anymore. So I think Nikki Bella on Evolution. I think that's an idea that they put on the back burner, at least to some fans. They're hoping that's
it's gonna have to be. They're either gonna do another well, it depends on how many tag teams there are. They're either going to do a fatal 4-way tag for Evolution, or it's going to be a short little quick eliminator tag team tournament.
What they're going to do is they're going to have Roxanne Perez step in for Liv Morgan and team with Raquel Rodriguez, because she is a member of the Judgment Day. Free bird rules.
So you think they're kind of going to do what, like when Rhea injured Liv, and then kind of that whole hop into her spot, and then
she comes back, and then she has
back, and and
I think that's going to put more anger on between Dom and Finn. Something's going to happen there.
That's the thing. If you look at the Liv situation, she was involved in a lot, because obviously you had all the stuff going on in the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
You got the stuff going on with Dom and Roxanne. You got this.
She was in like 3 or 4 stories. Like, it's crazy. Like, literally, she was the centerpiece of like all these stories, and like now she's gone. And it's just
because now it's like, what do you put all that Dom stuff on hold? Do you just push Roxanne? It's like,
I mean, realistically, until she comes
the
back,
titles, it's like
all you can do is just keep telling the story, building the tension with building the I don't know what the word is between Roxanne and Dom, like building up that connection between them. So eventually, when Liv comes back, she can say, "I've been watching for the last few months. I've seen you get close with her." And I mean, you're probably right. They're probably discussing Roxanne. And
the thing in this for me is how Raquel Rodriguez looks in this, because she hasn't really had anything besides being Liv's muscle. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a world to develop her character. Maybe she starts getting close with Roxanne Perez. They actually become buddy. Then when Liv Morgan comes back, you turn Liv babyface or whatever the case may be in that stance. Roxanne and Raquel start beating up Liv. maybe that's the way they go about it. But
I mean, they've also been, with Raquel and Rhea Ripley, they've kind of been building those two up again, with both of them kind of costing each other in the Queen of the Ring qualifying matches. So they've been teasing that as well. I mean, that's definitely a match they always can go to. They have great chemistry.
We thought that was going to happen when Rhea was champion in the first place, and then Raquel initially came back. We thought that was actually going to be happening. But then she got sick with the skin disorder that she had, and that was kind of put on hold. But I'm wondering what they're going to do with that. It sucks that Liv got hurt. Is it the curse of the tag team titles? Anyone who's had those tag team titles.
I'm going to ask this question. It's a simple question, really. Do you think they should just do away with them at this point?
I think they should actually start building the division. First of all, those titles have been around.
4 tag teams.
Those titles have been around for what, like 4 years, 5 years?
It's been like 5 or 6 years. When did I know Sasha and Bayley were the first 2 champions, and I'm trying to remember which WrestleMania it was.
I think it was WrestleMania 30.
It was the WrestleMania. I know it was at MetLife. Nope. That WrestleMania. It was the WrestleMania with where Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte main evented that year. Whatever
36.
That may be either 35 or 36. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So we're
that was 2019.
First of all, this would be my idea for the women's tag team division. Figure out your women's tag team. Figure out what those teams are. Strip the titles because Liv is hurt again or out again, missing again. Rebrand the titles because those are just bad luck. Whoever has those titles or gets close to them gets hurt in some capacity. Something happens.
Like you said, we literally have 4 tag teams within the entire division: Secret Service, Natalia, and what's her face?
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine Dupree.
Dungeon Dolls, yeah.
B-Fab and Chen, which aren't even really a tag team. They're just
they're just associated.
Liv and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
Did I already say Secret Service? Secret Service?
Yeah, B-Fab and Meecham are just two minorities with nothing to do. That's essentially what it is.
This is where
Katana Chance and
they're released.
Carter.
They were released, weren't they?
You got rid of terrible ass Pure Fusion Collective. There's no division. You just make at this point, and now you're gonna throw in
Alexa and Charlotte.
Just to like save it again.
And just put them together.
You had Bianca Naomi. That's done with.
They should have just brought up Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
They should have, but they let her go.
No, you had 2 legit women's teams right there that you cut big with for no reason, like budget cuts. Yeah. So yeah, they were legit tag teams.
I don't know where they're talking about budget cuts where they have all these American whiskey and American Bear and Slim Jim and budget cuts. You guys are advertising all these beer and companies advertising it. What budget cuts? You guys are making money.
Well, I think they're trying to cut down on how much they're paying people. And I think
yeah.
I think that's honestly probably what happened with Truth. They're like, Truth, we're paying you mad money.
They're a public company, so the numbers are on the record.
They're just trimming the fat, Lewis. That's what they call it, trimming.
I think what you're right. Whichever one you guys said, they should get rid of the tag teams at this point. Just focus on the IC in the US because there's no point in having female tag teams at this point.
I don't think they're going to do it just because the era they're in. If this was Vince, he would have got rid of it. He probably never even would have had the Intercontinental.
But mind you, there's one round of tag titles for all 3 divisions.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
Come on. But
and I think that's
men's tag titles in every other one. Come on.
I think that's where they're messing up because it's like they were doing it for a little while where they just had the tag team titles just touring every week. They'll go to NXT, they'll go to Raw, they'll go to SmackDown. Like you can start doing that. I don't see why they don't do it, but
they're not they're building female stars, they're not building tag teams. That's what it is.
Nature of the beast. Let's keep moving on here to Night of Champions possibly being relocated or canceled. There's been some rumors there after the U.S. Bombing on Iran, attacks on Iran from President Trump. There's been restrictions and travel warnings to Americans and stuff like that, and also some rumors of Night of Champions being possibly released or being relocated or canceled. What do you guys make of that potentially happening?
All right, so I initially brought up this topic because I was on X and I was seeing a lot of discussion amongst wrestling fans. Apparently everybody is a geography expert now because I think it was a report from Iran that said that like any American citizen that's in that region right now is considered a target as a result of the bombing. Then everybody pulled up the map of where Iran is, and they see Saudi Arabia is nearby, and they're thinking it's all within the Middle East region. So if WWE goes over there, they'll be in danger. So I wanted to just bring it up for that reason. Now I don't think the show is going to be canceled because the results of this show, like if they postpone or cancel it, it's gonna impact future programming. Like you need the results of this show, your King and Queen of the Ring, to promote your SummerSlam matches. Obviously, what else is on the card besides King and Queen of the Ring? Did they? I think they announced AJ Styles is facing Dirty Dom
Yep.
for the IC title. I think they're. I don't know any of the other matches off the top of my head, but it impacts future programming. Worst comes to worst, if they can't do it in Saudi Arabia and they need to find a venue like last minute because this is the week of, they'll just put it at the Performance Center or something. Like, I mean, the vibe. I mean, like we watch NXT. We watch NXT every week. The vibe at the Performance Center. I mean, it makes for a great television audience. It makes for a great television atmosphere. So if you do it there, the fans will be there. Support will be there, and you'll have bigger stars. So you'll have bigger reactions. But I don't think it will be canceled.
Just do it like how they did it back in the day. Just go to Hartford, Connecticut, the Civic Center.
I mean, and also another interesting thing that a couple people brought up. It's like they also said like if they're able to find a venue like a 10,000, 12,000 seat venue the week of to do the show, all of the news and stuff about them counter programming AEW and how they supposedly book their events like months ahead of time, that'll all be bullshit if they do that.
They just find a spot.
It's like, okay, now we know for a fact that when it comes to AEW, you literally just wait for them to announce and then you guys counter program. Right? if they do that.
Let me see. I mean, I don't think they're gonna move it. I think they're gonna push on. There's been tensions and stuff like that already happening in the past, and people with concerns, even when they started first going over Saudi Arabia. So I don't think they're going to halt plans on that. I think they're going to push through. I think both Saudi Arabia, the business partners over there, especially want that to push through, especially with things going on, to kind of be a well-known distraction, just a better distraction, entertainment, get people's minds off of things. And WWE continue to be that driving force. I don't think they're going to miss the opportunity to do that. So, especially with TKO involved in their dealings around the world, especially internationally, I don't think WWE is going to halt with everything going on. I think they're just going to push through, get through it, and then reassess what things look like. I think they go back out there in October. So we'll see what happens with that.
Y'all know, like, just to say, I stay the hell away from politics and all that stuff because it's that area where if you really don't know what you're talking about, the moment you say something, you got 300 people, you got 300,000 people from one side attacking the hell out of you, coming at your life, your family, all types of stuff, just because you made an innocent comment. That's why I stay the hell away from politics. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough on that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Other notes. Solo Sikoa will be facing Jacob Fatu at Night of Champions for the United States Championship. What do you guys make of that interaction there? And then actually Jimmy Uso actually coming out to help Jacob Fatu on SmackDown.
When I'm seeing this, and then I saw a video that a fan had posted of a pre-show match with a guy that we've mentioned on this show finally joined the Bloodline, Hukuleo. That's what this is leading to. Solo rebuilding his group. Now he's gonna have JC Mateo and he's gonna have Hukuleo on his side, and we're just waiting to get to that moment. And I think the title match at in Saudi Arabia is probably gonna be where it's revealed that night. Solo has a backup plan. He has JC, Hukuleo gets involved, and then they cost Jacob the title. And now Jacob is gonna be super over as a babyface. And now look at what's in front of him to go through. And because he's the Samoan another
Samoan. Another Samoan.
Bro,
so we think Jacob's losing the title?
Oh, I mean, I don't want him to lose it. But
yeah, I don't want him to lose it either.
But I just feel as though to keep this story going, I just feel as though like Daniel says that the money is in the chase with the baby face. In this case, it's Solo Sikoa, and you're still trying to create this monster, create this baby face. You gotta put an army in front of him for people so he can get over. And this would be perfect in this instance. You got Solo, Hukuleo, and JC Mateo for Jacob to go through. So I just feel as though like more than likely Solo is probably going to win the title.
So do we think, let's say these guys come back healthy, do we think he gets back Tama Tonga and Tongaloa?
To face the new faction? Maybe.
To face the new faction, yes. But I just feel as though when those two guys come back, Just push them as a regular tag team and act like the Bloodline thing never happened and treat it like it's New Japan, like they're from New Japan. The Gorillas.
Just give them a refresh.
Yeah, just rebrand them as Gorillas of Destiny and just push them forward. Like, because what exactly did they really do in the Bloodline? All we know from Tama Tonga is all this. Yeah. That's all. That's all we ever know. Tonga Loa, he was more known for his botches in the ring, like low blowing somebody and hitting his brother in the head. Than what he was doing in the Bloodline. So you might as well just repackage them, bring them back as Gorillas of Destiny, and just move them away from the Bloodline story altogether.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, what do you guys make of Jimmy Uso actually getting involved? Because he's kind of been not floundering, but kind of just no man's land on SmackDown.
That's what it is. That's literally what him being a part of this is, because he has nothing better to do. Like, how many times we gotta keep going to what is this Bloodline Light? Well, how many times we gotta keep going
Bloodline 6.0?
Come on, like I get it. With Jacob and Solo, yes, because you're telling a breakup story, but you don't need to involve Jimmy. We don't need this again. We already got this like 7, 8, 9 times over the last few years. We don't need it again.
Mm-hmm. You want to know what this is probably leading to? The return of the Usos.
Yeah.
That's what it's probably leading to. I saw reports that they were expecting. They initially thought Jey Uso's title reign was going to be short anyway, and the plan was always to put it back on Gunther. Unfortunately for the Goldberg match, but
imagine Jay looking at his brother like, "What the fuck? I gotta team up with you again because your ass can't get over." I'm over here with my t-shirts, crowd going crazy. I'm doing it all. Now I gotta team up with your ass again because you can't do the same. Like, what the fuck?
Don't think you're coming out in the crowd with me. you walk your ass out.
You don't think you're coming out in the crowd? Now come through the aisle like you know with your bullshit ass music. Let me get mine.
I just gotta say, didn't they go back? They went back to AJ Styles' original music, right?
They did.
Raw, right?
Yeah.
They know it's bad. Whoever's creating the music now, like, what are you guys doing? Like, why is it so bad?
Our special correspondent Ryan, he even put it in the chat like death rebel. Like he said that like they're terrible. Like Zelina Vega is a prime example. She comes out crickets now.
Yeah.
What is going on? I didn't have it up. What did I have it up? I had the SmackDown.
Damn, did you say you didn't like Asuka coming back with her own music?
Oh no, I messed that up.
I did not. No, that was me. I was the one that said that. I said that like the music that she had before. I actually thought that one was better than her old theme. But in her case, both songs work, so it don't matter which one you run with.
How do you remember the newer theme?
I don't know. I'm having a problem with WWE things. I guess I can just go on a little rant here. Other things that I have, Julia, the Beautiful Madness. I don't like that catchphrase they try to do. It's like Controlled Frenzy. They try to do a Kofi Kingston. Like, no, I don't want that.
I think she was using that in Stardom and stuff, though. That's why she brought it over. She was called the Beautiful Madness then. Yeah,
they got to figure out something else. Julia's facing Zelina Vega on next week's SmackDown for the United States title,
which I believe she should win.
No.
It's no. I've had enough of the Zelina Vega experiment.
You want to know what they did?
Barely been had.
They booked her incorrectly when they just hotshot her to win the title.
Yeah, there was no struggle. There was no chase.
There was no story.
Yeah, no story, no chase, none of that stuff. It literally was just
have a few matches.
She did, but they were like quick roll-up matches, and she beat her a couple weeks in a row, and then they like, okay, now she beat.
That's a story.
Nah,
she beat the Secret Herbers.
She should have been screwed a couple times and battled her way back and tried to win this. Like I just felt like they kind of messed that up. We got the Street Profits facing the Wyatt Six members. Is it Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy? I'm sorry, I don't know what to make of this Wyatt Six thing. I'm sorry, I've never been a fan of it.
Love it.
You're lying to yourself. It's okay.
I just want it to work. That's all I want. I just want it to work.
One would just say this: they have somewhat fallen off, but one thing I will never do is compare them to Ravens flock like you did.
They're Ravens flock. I don't care what you guys say.
And I said they falling off, but we're not at that point yet.
I'm just saying this is Ravens flock, and it's okay. Hopefully, they do not defeat the Street Profits. Hopefully, they do not do that. We also got Tiffany Stratton faces Nia Jax in the last man standing match. That feud has been put on. I don't know what to make of Tiffany Stratton. I don't know what to do.
Bro, this better be it, man. Like please. I hope this better be the concrete, the final ending to Tiffany and Nia. Like, please, let this be it. Like, and if anything, let's get that Naomi cash in right then and there. Perfect timing, please.
And again, give Tiffany Stratton the win over Nia Jax. Make her look valiant as a competitor. Have Naomi cash in.
Can I just ask this psychologically? What sense does it make for Nia to stop Naomi from cashing in from a psychological?
I don't know why they're doing that.
I think
she still has the match. Like you don't like. I'm sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful to Nia, but I'm watching it. I'm like, you dumb bitch, you still got the match next week. It'll just be against Naomi instead, and you're so dominant. You can beat either one of them. So why does it matter? Does it have to be Tiffany?
Whoa.
That's the reason why.
You're forgetting
the reason why she just wants to take her down.
Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. You're forgetting though. They're family. They are family. If you guys want to get technical, they are family. I said they should.
Who's family? Oh,
yeah, they
should have been the female bloodline long ago. But it's just like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't like it either because it's just like, let her at least cash in, or at least Naomi should be smart enough to take out Nia Jax and then cash in. Something I don't know. I don't like that.
She just run up in there and just do it like it.
And a last man standing. I mean, there's no DQ, so she can technically go in whenever. So
bring her own referee. Hopefully that happens, but we'll see what happens next week. We'll pick it up next week. Anything else? I'm trying to think of anything else. Trying to think of anything else in wrestling. No, I think we're good.
Yeah. Well. Well, you might want to put your disclaimer up, but AEW did have a show this past Wednesday. Grand Slam Mexico. Yep, there we go with the disclaimer.
God damn it!
Yeah, they had the show. They had their show. They had their show in Mexico. Grand Slam. It was a very, very good show. They didn't have any like backstage segments. It literally was kind of like a pay-per-view. We just went from match to match to match, and ended up being the highest rated show that they've done this year. Couple of funny parts of the show. So they opened up the show with a 14-man tag, right? And there were so many fucking competitors that there wasn't enough room for everyone.
What is this, bragging rights?
And there wasn't enough room for all the competitors to stand on the apron. So literally they all were standing ringside, and maybe every couple of seconds, one competitor would come on the ring apron for a tag. And it was very weird the way they built it out. So they started off the show with that. They main evented with a 10-man tag. With more.
What? And you said this was a good show?
It was a good show because obviously in Mexico, it was Arena Mexico CMLL territory. So obviously all the Mexican fans and everybody there, they made it a great atmosphere. Mercedes Moné, she won another title belt. So now she's up 6 belts Moné, I guess. So I mean the action was great.
My thing with Mercedes, let me just say this. When she was the AEW women's title, and she has all those titles, it's like, is that title just going to look like whatever? Shouldn't the focus be on the AEW women's title?
That's the thing. Well, we don't necessarily know if she's going to win the title. I mean, everyone is saying that, why wouldn't she win at this point? But at the same time, it's kind of like, realistically, this match shouldn't even be happening. Like I stated, she should be fighting Athena in Texas for and Tony Storm should be facing Jamie Hayter because they have history because Hayter lost the title to Tony before she went away for that year and a half with that injury. So the stories were there. So you shouldn't even be doing Mercedes and Tony right now. So like you said, people have brought that up. Like if she wins, That's gonna be 7 belts on top of the other 6 another 6. And perception says the AEW Women's title trumps all of those titles. But then when you come out and you're coming out with all these belts, and it's like we're gonna be looking for the AEW Women's belt. Where is it? Like almost.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Especially how that division has been built by Tony Storm, and then just look like a consolation prize amongst all those other belts. I don't want that to happen.
You know, but they literally, it almost seems like, and I've seen people say this on social media, it literally seems like they pimped out that whole women's division just for Tony and Mercedes. Because literally, you can name those two, but nobody else on that roster is on the same level of them right now if we're talking booking. Like, all of them momentum-wise have
that's the issue is that they're not building other female stars.
Mm-hmm.
And like
even
you should be building up Willow.
They have Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I just saw a graphic. I saw a graphic on X. They had an all-star 8 women's tag team match on Collision as their main event, and I saw the graphic, and I'm just like, how the fuck can you call this all-stars when you literally pimped the whole division out to 2 women?
Oh my god,
because they're all superstars, Daniel.
I just gotta remember. I gotta start watching AEW.
Oh yeah, the NBA season comes to an end tonight, and from my looks of it, it looks like the Oklahoma City Thunder are about to win the championship.
Jesus Christ, I gotta watch AEW. Oh man, I'm dreading this. Oh man, look what you guys
ready to enjoy it.
But look on the bright side. You're starting to watch it during the build to their biggest show. So you hope that these dynamites that you're going to start watching again really are going to get you into the mood because it supports they're building towards their biggest show of the year. So it's perfect time for you to start watching.
God,
you're gonna love it.
Hopefully my lady can stop me and be like, "You're not watching this. This is ridiculous." Oh man, I gotta watch AEW. Well, I gotta commit to it. So what's the deal? I will start watching AEW Dynamite weekly.
Oh yeah. By the way, Daniel, your boy, the guy that we've been asking about, Kota Ibushi, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's back.
He came back on Collision. Yeah.
I saw that.
Did you just say Collision?
Ibushi.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, okay.
Yep. Kota Ibushi. Yep, he came back. He
finally decided to earn some checks.
Yeah. Really kind of insert himself into this Omega and Okada feud.
Jesus Christ! So we're gonna get a triple threat now? Is that what they're doing?
Nah, I think he's there to back up Kenny Omega. For some reason, I guess Okada is a member of the Don Callis family now and no longer in the Elite. They never really explained that. But,
Wait, Ibushi's in the Elite?
No, Okada.
Ibushi will be in the Elite, though. He will be.
Because, like I said, no, they literally kind of made Don Callis a part of this feud with Omega and Okada. The way it's coming off, I think they only did it so he's a mouthpiece for Okada, I guess. But
why am I forgetting who Okada? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you can barely remember who Okada is, that goes to his booking. The fact that you can't even remember who this guy is, this greatest tournament wrestler
for
of all
some
time.
reason, hearing Okada was just not connecting the Rainmaker. I was thinking, I'm like, wait,
yeah, okay.
Isn't he with the Elite? Why is he not with Don Callis? And it doesn't make any sense.
Ask Tony Khan.
Is it Takeshita or Kota Ibushi?
Yeah, ask Tony Khan. They'll tell you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to start watching AEW this week. Damn it!
Yes,
all
sir.
right, I'll get a notepad. I'll take some notes, and we'll get ready for the ride. At least it's added content. So
yeah, I'm actually. No, we can close, but I'm gonna look up to see what the card is to see. Dynamite.
Why did I do this? Everything's great in the middle of the playoffs when you say these things, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll watch it after the NBA finals. I'm gonna have plenty of time. I'm gonna have plenty of time to watch AEW. Yeah, that's fine." And then the NBA finals ends tonight, and I'm just like, "God damn it!" But I'll get out my notepad and I'll take my notes like Jim Cornette.
Oh, good.
Pile in to start hating on AEW. Oh man. But we'll pick it up next week. This week. Yeah, picking up and seeing what's going on in the world of wrestling, seeing what's happening with the King and the Queen of the Ring. tournament, and we'll make our picks for Night of Champions. So we'll pick it up next week. And until next time, guys, remember, always kick out on 2. And thank you, guys.